Hello and good evening. Welcome to sunny Santa Monica, where the weather is changing a little bit. It's getting darker early, but it's evening for you guys in Europe, of course, and it's an all-European affair with the Counter-Strike we have today. We're back in the studio, and it's Halloween time. I'm here with the Bears. Where does the Bears come from? What is the etymology behind the Bears?
So the Bears, I'm from Chicago.
Yeah.
I live in Chicago, so that's kind of part of it. But I was a big fan of the Saturday Night Live skit with Chris Farley and all them, the super fans.
Okay.
And they would be in a bar talking about the Bears, and they'd be like, "The Bears," and that's pretty much where it came from. There, I like the funny stuff, so kind of brought it.
Okay, Mr. Stromberg is here with us today. We've got no Dan. He is stuck with his passport in the UK. I think he'll be flying here tomorrow, so he'll be back sooner rather than later. But it is Halloween time. We've got little. Let's see what this thing does. Is that it? Did I fold it down? Okay, there we go. So
I kind of hear it. It makes a little noise.
yeah, it makes some noise. There's a little dog going on down here as well.
Is there a name for this thing? Who is this guy?
We could give it a
or
name.
girl?
That dog's pretty good. I feel like the dog needs more prominence.
Put on the
Maybe
table.
we'll put it on the table later.
There you go.
Well, here we are. We're back in the studio today. And again, we've got 6 games coming up for... We've got 6 games coming up for you, all in the European section. But maybe we can look at the leaderboard and see what the current standings are, what everything looks like. What is the current climate in the European part of the ECS League? And as you can see, indeed, Astralis are 14-0,
Wow.
only 4 games away from a clean sheet.
I mean, I don't know about Astralis, but they are definitely the team to beat. Everyone looks to them. They're so amazing. I mean, 14-0 is very impressive in itself, but right under them is North, 8-2. I think with the addition of Cadian and Blade, that this team is actually even better than before. I think they're going to have a huge run.
Yeah, it's an impressive start for them. They've got about half their games to go. Mouse Sports are kind of 50-50. Well, almost. They've almost lost as many as they've won, which is not great for them, especially with 4 games behind. So maybe they're not really secure just yet. So I think there's a lot of play. If you look at 4th to 7th, for example, there's only like 6 points between all of those teams, or even 8th. But I think we can ignore G2 because they've played 14 games.
It's definitely kind of an unknown factor in who's going to take up, 4, 5, and 6. It kind of even. Teams are also kind of even. A little roster shake up with Optic not too long ago with North and Fnatic, adding people as well. And just NIP, I think they're not showing as how well they can play.
Yeah, but they've got a fair few games yet, so I think there's lots of play to be had. We can look at the games that we're going to have today. Astralis will be playing 2 of their remaining 4 games. We'll see if they can keep a clean sheet up against the Virtus.pro, who will be looking to show something of themselves as well. Of course, they've got the likes of Snatchy and Mihu in tow now, so very different look Virtus.pro. And they'll be in the first 4 games.
Ooh.
Astralis and FaZe, not the not an easy day of Counter-Strike for Virtus.pro, so they'll definitely need to bring their A game to the table. And to close out, we'll have North versus Mouse. A lot of different games today. Only 2 Infernos, which is great to see.
Yeah, they've been playing that so much lately.
Yeah, it is a mainstay, especially in best of 1. So Inferno Mirage, Cash Train, Inferno Nuke.
I'm a big fan of the Nuke. I can't wait to watch the Nuke because I know Mouse Sports is pretty good at Nuke. North is also kind of pretty good at Nuke. I want to see kind of like the spacing. And Nuke used to be one of my favorite 1.6 maps. And I love it. And I'm kind of upset that people in CSGO kind of hate it. They don't want to play it, at least on the lower levels.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, I want to see more Nuke. I want Nuke. I love it. I love the space and the individual play.
Yeah, I don't mind playing Nuke. I don't mind watching Nuke or commentating Nuke. I like playing it actually, but I think it's one you rarely get to play because nobody wants to play it because nobody wants to learn it. Which
People
is
like new maps.
actually that's an interesting thing going forward in CS. We are about to get live into the first match, but just as never mind, we're right into it right now. So, okay, then we've got Astralis starting on the CT side. Virtus.pro will be the aggressors on the T side. Neo and Morels with the grenades, and this is very interesting indeed. Just slowly moving down mid in the pistol round, closing the distance against these Glocks, and Snatchy will take that in kind. Of course, they have the range advantage with the USPs, but lots of close quarters engagements for Virtus.pro, and they've got 3 unanswered frags so far. Got Device and Glaive left wandering towards the A side. This is a very rare strategy to be had in the pistol, and I know that some teams will test some things out in the online matches.
Yeah, it's kind of a little bit of a disrespect towards VP. You know, pushing middle like that is it's not uncommon, but Astralis was such a high and winning all these tournaments and whatnot. You know, they feel like they could probably do anything they want, especially against a team like VP, who's kind of on the bottom right now.
Can we see the money, please? So
Oh.
Device didn't buy anything, which is something I wondered as a sniper rifle player in the new economy, if we're going to see people just not buy anything, so you're kind of guaranteed the AWP at the beginning of the at your first buy round, no matter what.
I think with the new buy system, he may be able to afford it all if he hands one kill on the pistol. So maybe he saved it just in case he does not get a kill. So I think this next round is going to be about 2,400 on top of 2,700. So he'll be able to have an alt for sure and some left over.
Oh, okay. Well,
okay, then they do that.
So that's interesting. But he still has $1,000 in the bank. So I think this may actually work out. This is very interesting, of course, because they are $500 ahead of where they would normally be. So we've gone for the force buy. So I like that. Again, I think especially, I think in particular maps, I think Inferno especially lends itself to a force buy on the CT side. But I also think that the way the economy has changed, I feel like in round 3, the CTs are a lot worse off buying in round 3 than they are in round 4 in many cases, because they have a lot weaker buys. But again, as far as for the masters of this kind of play, he can even try and walk into that smoke and pick up the AK. But as you can see, Mihu, aware of that, will take the AK away before he's able to do that.
Smart play by VP, taking away that gun. Just kind of feeling out the situation. You don't want to push in that smoke. It's a little risky. Why risk it, you know?
Yeah, Astralis do really well with these smokes on Banana, but they only have one left. Normally they would have more at this point. Glaive, the only man with the smoke, and he is towards Arc, which is very useful, but oh my god, that is just ridiculous. Zipex, what are you doing? That's a 4 versus 2 situation now, and they still haven't crossed into the site, just now doing so. Some pre-fire through the smoke, and Zipex will get taken down. Still no rifles have been collected by the CT side. They've got a smoke. Now, at this point, they could use that smoke to isolate the Banana position if they thought someone was there, but in fact, they're coming up from Banana and 2 from CT. Now, VP still have the range advantage. They're still at a great advantage here, but having the bell rung is not going to help. Where is the last player? I haven't seen him just yet. A wild spray from Leo won't quite work out. They're lining up for Morels. But there is the trade, and Astralis will steal the rifles and the round away due to some ridiculous plays from Zipex.
And somehow they still pull it off. Astralis playing a force buy, and they had a CZ, please nerf that gun, please. Why is it automatic?
I need to see a replay.
Didn't even aim at them and got 2 headshots.
I don't understand.
It was close to them. Watch this.
Oh, man.
It's like there's a built-in aimbot in this gun. I promise you. I feel like it's that way.
I can't imagine he knew anything about that second kill. I can't.
Those are the pretty good feelings. If you have those kind of games where whatever you do, you get kills, I mean, you can't. Those games seem to be rare, but for a team like Astralis, it seems like it happens every game to someone else on the team. It's what makes them so dangerous. Any one of those people on Astralis can go off, lead the team.
Have you seen the new recoil pattern for the CZ?
No, I've seen a little bit. It just has a little bit higher, I guess.
Yeah, I think the first 5 bullets are significantly different. That's a nice clean-up from Zipex. An ace from him. And, well, he's racking up the kills already. He's got 8 kills in 3 rounds. Not bad.
Yeah, but with talking about the CZ pattern, I mean, you just aim at the chest area and you're bound to get headshots anyways. Even though it's a little nerfed, I still think it's a little overpowered because it just shoots so fast and so powerful. And one headshot would do like over 90 damage. I mean, you got 10 HP, what are you going to do?
Containment Molotov from Device. If it wasn't so deep, then Snatchy probably wouldn't be able to stand in this position, as it can often spread. VP quickly back on the AK-47s, and we don't get to see Device's economy buys had he lost the previous round, so maybe tale for another day. 2 AKs, 3 M4s on the Astralis side for now. Rotating a 4th player over. Glaive with the fadeaway. Some chunky damage to Snatchy.
Not too shabby. Makes it that one headshot kill with M4, so it's very useful. Nice Molotov. I'm pushing back.
Yeah,
Forces his bomb site.
Forces him off the favourable angles. The jump peak and tail we seen towards logs. Neo up. There's no trade frag situation for Virtus.pro. Mihi moving out now. You can see the horrible gap in that smoke. Patch is looking for entries towards B. So playing for picks at the moment. Virtus.pro with reasonable map control, but now they're concentrating on the B bomb site where there are two players. Dupree seems to be making his way over for the time being. A few shots and Glaive with no warning charging through the smoke. There's another frag. Zipex falling off. They're bunching up again and he's got another kill through the smoke. This is ridiculous. Forcing his way through, but Patch will see him first. 20 seconds now, 1 versus 2. Device heavily tagged, both CTs in that CT area. Smoke's still down. The trajectory will give some clues away to Pasha. Can't turn around in time, and it's another round in the bag for Astralis.
Full sensitivity there from Pasha, but VP, there's no pop flashes or anything as they were trying to execute that B bomb site. They had a smoke hit down and whatnot, but you really want to follow up, at least try to follow up with a pop flash so a person like Zipnex can't get a kill, fall down, hide back, and then reposition himself like that. So Astralis just showing their methodical teamwork. That's what I love about Astralis. Their teamwork is so methodical and thought out. It's really selfless CS, and it's something that every team should model after. It is so good, and it shows.
They are the bar at the moment.
I love it. Love it.
Yeah, how can you not? It's great to watch, to learn from.
Even if they smash teams, it's still fun to watch because it's just like clockwork with these guys.
Yeah, I think the same for Team Liquid as well. Those are the two teams, even if it's a lopsided match, it's still very, very engaging. Glaive will be engaged up banana. Maybe there is a rifle to be collected. I don't know if the HE was used to send the rifle away, but again, Zipex is just, he's 13 for 3 at this point.
No, he's out in the open, just sitting in the middle, and just getting kills like it's easy. Like he's DMing against bots.
Can we just look at the scoreboard for a second? Just like where it is right now. Dupree 1 kill, Device 1 kill, Magisk 2 kills, Glaive 2 kills, Zipex 13 kills. Just what's going on? That's ridiculous.
Banana's closed.
It's like he's smurfing.
VP though. Snatchy does get the AWP on himself, so we'll see what kind of strategy VP will want to do. I'm thinking try to push Astralis back, try to get that first pick, make him play passive, make Astralis gamble on a bomb site. You have a lot better chance of beating them that way than letting them take all the map control against you.
Device is warmed up with 1 kill, now he's on a AWP. Glaive has taken heavy damage, but he's still alive, and Banana is firmly in control of Astralis at the moment. But Neo spraying through the walls in case anybody's holding close towards the stairs. And Astralis still have 4 of their smoke grenades at the moment. Stereo frags in apartments. There doesn't seem to be a way in for Virtus.pro. Minute 20 and the second smoke of the game goes down for Astralis. 2 T players boosting over the smoke. Nothing for them to see though, it's way too deep. And the sloping angles of the stairs will not be favourable to them, so as you can see, a jump has to be made. And again, Glaive is still here with a smoke grenade. Device is moving in towards B with an AWP and a smoke grenade. Going for cheeky peeky. You know someone's past the angle already, but Morels is being taken out. Now Patch's focus is on Device. It's a pre-fire. He knows somebody's on the other side of the site. Will there be a spray through the smoke from the CTs? Glaive creating space for himself. Patch not quite sure where he is. Zipex takes him down. And another frag for Zipex. 15 for 3 is Zipex.
Wow. It was a nice move by Astralis here. They sent Device to the B bomb site, and Zipnex actually left the B bomb site, so they kind of have that upper dynamic where Astralis is so good at putting Device in random spots in the map with the off, always changing it up, always keep the enemy second, you know, kind of just where's the offer, where is Device, and it's very hard as an in-game leader to call strats if you keep mixing up the offer like in different spots in the map.
Glaive down 7 HP. It was 12 HP last round. Snatchy almost naded to complete oblivion in that tree position. 4 HP for him, and he hasn't seen a single person yet. Banana is proving to be extremely difficult for Virtus.pro. Just a pistol round for them so far. 5 in a row for Astralis.
Michu trying to gain something over there in the hall, trying to make something happen, but play off is VP. Now going to smoke and try to take over the bomb site. Green, smoking, getting a kill through the smoke, made it easy. Glaive, another kill through the smoke. Oh,
Patrick got stuck. I think he got lost a little in the smoke. You can try to use the radar, but it's only so much help when you're in a smoke. And indeed, it is a shooting gallery. Snatchy dodging bullets with his 4 HP from the tree position. He can't even take a fight like that, even through a smoke.
So far, Astralis does have 3 smoke kills of the round. VP being a little predictable, maybe too loud on their takes.
Who's running low on bullets now?
And with only 4 HP, looked very grim for Snatchy. But there's always a chance. But there's 4 Astralis right around this corner. He can't see it, but we can. And
there's the picks again. Number 17, 17 for 3. I wonder what a record of getting to like 20 kills is in a professional match.
I wonder that too, actually. That'd be a good stat to know. VP, though, they're going to call a timeout. I think that's a good idea. What they're doing is not working. And one of the reasons, especially in a map like this, Astralis is such good nade work in Banana, it's hard for VP to really take fast control of it. So what VP needs to do, I think, maybe bait the nades, smoke them out, and then take it when they have full HP. Because every time they try taking Banana, one person's either dead or one has 10 HP. There's no in between, and it gives Astralis a lot more confidence why VP has to play a little more defensive. So maybe change up the pace a little bit. Don't take it right away. Wait a bit, throw a nade, maybe even use a smoke, just kind of push him back. Make it a little more comfortable for Astralis. It's too comfy.
Yeah, I feel like it's tough because you don't want to just give it up to Astralis, even though you have to, because they're just playing better CS.
Yeah.
More efficient CS than anyone else, so you don't really have a choice. And then this is the difference from Astralis. Good eye on the opponent's economy, and they are not giving them any room to breathe whatsoever. Completely stifling play by the CTs of Astralis. Spec's looking for. Finally, he's going to die for only the 4th time in this game so far. And Glaive is there to clean up.
Astralis is just there helping each other out. So corny and so nice.
So, aside from Zipex, it's a team effort. Everybody on 4 or 5 kills, and then Zipex.
They're feeding him. They're just feeding him. Actually, a lot of his kills are pretty much by himself.
Look at this. They're going 4A at the beginning of the round, including Zipex. Dupree's been wrecked. What is the plan here? Absolutely savage, going for a wild spray transfer. And now we've got a 3 versus 4 situation. So I think Astralis have played the psychological warfare button, where it's like, we're going to take unnecessary risks just to mentally crush our opponent even further.
Yeah, to mix it up. Sometimes Astralis does do this on other maps where they randomly stack bomb sites just to keep everyone guessing. You know, they're not predictable. They're methodical, but not predictable. That's so hard to deal with when you're just, you know, doing these random stacks. You have to always be on your toes against these guys.
Yeah, I think that's a really important thing, especially if you compare them to, say, an NIP before all their changes. I think predictability was one of their issues in the threat here, where they tried to change that and get more aggressive. But again, Astralis seem to be showing mastery at the moment. Loving the taps, even though it doesn't get a second kill. 2 versus 2, and it seems there might be a quick rotation towards B.
You have to have pretty supreme confidence to walk out B with no nades, no nothing, by yourself on a 4-on some situation. Just shows the mindset of Astralis.
You can see Glaive has cut the noise. Oh, they're lining up for him, and it will be an easy affair to finish things off. And again, if you look at the beginning of that round, 7-1 to Astralis, they have such a lead which they're confident in that they can choose to take those risks, even if it doesn't make sense on paper. There's a reason, there's a few different reasons why they might choose to do one thing. One, to just try something out in a reasonably safe environment. Another, again, psychological warfare, I think, is underestimated.
I'm a huge part about the mind games of CS and what you do. Like, I've had times where I'm I'm not, you know, too proud of this, but I've licked the hand of an opponent to mess with his mind in a game. And he played really bad that next game.
You've licked the hand of an opponent?
I licked the hand of my
Oh
opponent.
my god. That is disgusting.
That's sexual assault nowadays.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. I'm sorry for that.
Oh my god. Oh, that's very interesting.
It's mind games. Man. You do anything to win, for the most part.
I respect it. I respect it.
Device bring out the auto sniper. Full disrespect. He doesn't care.
Let's see. Astralis only with 2 games to play today, but if this is to continue, then going into the next game, surely things are going to be easier for them based on the madness that we're seeing in this one.
You know, you would think it'd be easier, but I think there'd be a little pressure on them because they want to get that undefeated season.
Dupree's bought a Mag 7.
I mean,
Glaver's got $14,000.
Okay, Mag 7's not too bad in terms of what spot he's playing, because on a map like Inferno, there's a lot of close angles. You could hide around the corner, you could be in apartments, so it's not actually that bad of a pick. So it's a little trolly, but it's viable. It's viable. You can't hate on it too much.
Was Magisk seen? It looks like he was, based on the positions of these players. Trying to back off without turning around. Manages to do that. Oh, Mii's gonna walk straight into it. And there is the bomb taken out. Again, very forward positions in the bomb. It's Neo underneath the balcony, which could be a problem for the CTs. The bursting not quite working out. Magisk, though, will correct his aim. He's good to go. 3 players remaining. They know 1 was towards the bridge. There's the Mag 7 coming into play. Oh, misses the second player. Cancels the reload. Mag 7. I wouldn't mind getting my hands on one of those. Yeah, just to see, because it's very unusual for a shotgun, the way it works. So I'm kind of curious to
I don't even know
see one.
I don't know if I've even seen one in real life, or even in the movies. I mean, I haven't even seen a mag. Like, I didn't even know if that was a real gun.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe it's just used by the police. 'Cause sometimes you have shotguns which are used for like dangerous animals, like dogs and so on.
But it's such a weird design for a shotgun.
Yeah,
Uzi or something.
very unusual. They're lining up, but Snatchy, Pasha will die for the cause. Snatchy with the opening frag to AWP, not messing around. Finally, they've taken Banana in round number 11. Tipex is on 20 kills now, 20 for 6, and Snatchy's on for the ace. 3 kills, only Pasha getting dropped so far. Mihu lurking. Now we're getting, yeah, BP getting to work. They can still make it to 5 rounds. Snatchy will lose the AWP though, so it will be expensive either way. Device trying to Molotov the full position, not quite getting that. You can see Neo still standing there. But Mihu is still lurking around, so he's got to be careful.
So you're out shooting a little orange ball in frustration, but he's going to try to see if he get any exit kills. Looks like he's going to try to save it over, but Michu flanking him from library. VP taking their 2nd round, and what was kind of crazy about the round is that Snatchy literally rushed with an AWP. He was first spawn, pretty much. Or like the first 2 spawns, and he got 2 entry kills off of that. So a little unorthodox, especially what we've been seeing VP playing on this map so far. A lot of defaulty kind of play. And so they was like, hey, what are we going to do? We got to do something a little crazy, a little random, and it pays off for them, but you can't rely on that every round.
Yeah, you can't rely on it every round. Maybe 1 round is enough. Ooh, the familiar story.
Oh, the nade work.
It's so perfect. So much study, and now this is where you've got to credit Sonic as well. Sometimes there's a gap between those 2 Molotovs, which should be thrown very precisely. But sometimes it looks like there's a gap. You stand there, but you're still on fire and you die. But in case there is a gap there, they've got the HE for it.
They're smart.
If you try and move away from the HE, then you're going to walk into a Molotov. So it is unbelievable, the grenade usage of Astralis. On Banana especially. We've got 1 player in the middle space, and that's Device taken out. 2 versus 3 now. Astralis know where both these players are. Me trying to create some space, but a boiler position will be an easy frag for Dupree. Now Snatchy has to be respected with the AWP. Flash towards mid to suggest he's looking in that direction. But there's no need for Zipex to move at this point. Looks like he's playing a slice-off angle near the sandbags.
And no reason to push him. They know he's offing. They know that he can't plant the bomb in T-spawn, so he has to come to bomb site, play it smart, play method. Even though you're up 10-2, you're destroying them. Play smart, play well. Don't create bad habits. That's a very important thing. Do not create bad habits.
Yeah, you can't lick someone's hand every game.
Or in 2018.
That's so gross. If somebody licked the back of my hand, I'd be very upset.
It's in your mind already. See, it works.
Yeah.
I was desperate back then for wins. Okay. You're a top European team. I have to take every advantage I can get.
The last LAN I went to, I think it was 2 years ago, our team was sitting diagonally opposite a team that we were playing against. We played them twice because they beat us, and then we had to play them in like the losers bracket, and that was fun. One of their players had one of his headphones off so we could listen to our comms.
Oh wow, that's pretty messed up.
Yeah. So to type certain things.
You guys ever do fake calls? You used to do that in LAN back in the day. You're like, rush me!
I didn't actually, but maybe something to consider next time.
I don't like that orange ball.
Sending the ball over as well. What I think is bad is that if you walk into the ball, it still behaves the same as if you run into the ball. So I feel like if you're going to put that in the middle of a map,
it also makes a loud noise.
yeah. So I don't like that. I feel like at least if you walk, it should have a limited response.
It reminds me of Source, just random stuff.
Oh, the barrels and
stuck
things.
On. Yeah. Look at Neo, 1-12. I don't know what he's up with Neo the last, I guess, 6 months, maybe even a year, but I don't know, man. This is not Neo that I used to know.
I know in a recent interview he said that trying to reinvent the team has been very difficult.
I can see that he's like taking more of a support role, but he was like known back in the day for the fragger, the mad fragger guy, and now he's taking on a support role where, I mean, it's not, I guess, score-wise. You know?
Trying to enable the youngins. But yeah, Astralis are so far ahead of pretty much every team in the game that if you have problems in your team, then it will look a lot worse versus Astralis than probably anybody else.
Everything they do is like, if Astralis is peeking an angle, expect your teammate to peek at the opposite angle or whatever. It's just so hard. Like if you're so spread out like VP has, they've been getting picked off over and over and over again. Just keep getting picked off.
Yeah, and I think Astralis at the moment are saying like, give us a reason to respect you.
Yeah. There's no reason.
And it's down to you to do, yeah. So 25 for 6 for Zipex in one half of Counter-Strike. 13 for 2 are Astralis. Not bad at all, not too shabby. And that's having lost the pistol, let's not forget.
Lost pistol.
Where they basically rushed mid in the pistol round with USPs versus Glocks. Very
different.
Yeah, different.
Very confident, very confident.
I don't know if to say like unusual, bizarre.
Every once in a while you throw it in there. But it's a lot harder to do against, you know, top teams of the world than it is your average bug.
So it looks like Virtus.pro are going to win both the pistol rounds. And if things stay the way they are at the moment, then 3 players will get the cheap helmet upgrade. Morels and Pasha spending $1,000 for armor. There's Morels gone. Now does he go out the door? He's doing double peek immediately. And indeed, Mihu, Neo, and Snatchy get a cheap helmet for $350.
Get that discount. Now, one thing that I've been noticing on the new money system, I'm surprised that people are still buying a lot of submachine guns, like you see VP here. This money system is kind of similar to the 1.6 system, where people should be buying more pistols. Because more often than not, I mean, obviously, down 13-3 maybe is an exception, but I would be surprised that you won't be seeing more pistol play and just not buying that submachine gun. People will be buying on that third round.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think we're seeing the snipers use, like on a CT side, to see a sniper with only a USP, ready to buy an AWP in the next round. But just more pistols in general. That's, yeah, it's an interesting.
I think in map like on this as well, maybe submachine gun is a little more viable. Of course, with all the close angles.
Quarters, yeah.
Yeah.
If you had like a cache or something.
I would see more rifle play for sure.
Yeah, I think if you have to buy full armor, you're probably not going to have the money for the rifle. So, yeah, it's an interesting mix. It is somewhat dangerous. We've got the grenade sailing top mid. Virtus.pro, no strangers to those kind of plays. They have a really cool strat actually on Nuke Virtus.pro on the T side, where they would have one HE blow off squeaky door, and then two HEs would go into mini. So if you've got a CT rotating in there, then he'll get blown up.
I like that.
Which is really cool. I made a video of them doing it to Apex some time ago. That's not something you see too often at the moment.
It should be though. It should be like the basic kind of fundamental of a lot of team play. It's like double nading spots, and Astralis really kind of brought it back, kind of reminded us, hey, this is what people used to do. That was pretty common back in the day. Like everyone was double nading. There's no Molotov, so you have to be creative with the nades.
Phase have started to catch up actually with the double grenades. There's one they do on overpass from outside monster to where the sandbags are, where you jump into short B and things like that.
Yeah, I like that.
I will note that Dupree has bought a taser.
I don't understand why you have to walk so slow with the taser. What kind of annoy you? Is it that heavy? Like, yeah. I don't know.
Well, Snatch is on AWP. Morels will continue with the MP9. Apart from that, a dangerous Astralis approaches with 5 AK-47s. You see the Molotovs, although there is a distinct gap in the ones from Virtus.pro. Physical gap and a gap in the deployment of one to another. The main difference is the barrel of the gun spotted and Morels will get a cheap kill. Snatchy going for a peek, and Neo will trade, trying to smoke off the half-wall position. Really important he keeps control of that. Trying to, but unable to. Pasha all the way down mid. Split past Dupree, who's in boiler. The bomb is on Banana for the time being, so maybe a 2K is possible. Morels running distraction in the meantime. Pasha moonwalking up Banana. Bomb getting planted. Glaive will soon be on a reload. Oh, that was laboured.
That got me clenching.
And now they're looking for Dupree. They know he's going to be lurking. Both the plays in CT, expecting the rotation from Dupree, and that leaves Magisk alone. 1 versus 3, trying to play with the fountain. The taps are here, but Mihu will deliver the kill. Round number 6 for Virtus.pro.
Kind of clawing their way back. And one thing that you notice about VP as they take Banana over Astralis is they peaked after all the nades and kind of dust settled. But Astralis, when they're peeking Banana, it's almost, I mean, there's still Molotovs there, there's still smoke. They're nading, so it's like they're peeking when there's chaos, while VP peak when it's kind of like calm. And so they, Snatchy got picked off because the device was just sitting there, you know, nice and calm, just waiting for the re-peak or whatnot. And little subtle differences, but it makes a big difference in terms of taking that control.
Again, yeah, just a different approach in the Molotovs on Banana. Definitely something to look at.
Astralis is really good at, you see where Magic was in that little nook?
Yeah.
You see a lot of times Astralis will just have a smoke ready because, you know, same Molotovs for a lot of teams, same nades. They just wait there, see a Molotov, they have a smoke, and, it's, you know, they can just sit there. VP did not do that last half, and they got destroyed. So little difference.
Nice attempt from Astralis. Thought that might be a second kill for Snatchy. Does he go back to the well? No. He's got a player on the side to hold the angle. He can reposition. In the meantime, Dupree going for an entry, trying to catch people rotating maybe. But all the frags coming in for Virtus.pro at the moment. Magic's opening up the B bomb site now, but he's running out of bullets. Got to get his reload on. The bomb's still at the bottom of T ramp, and Tipex had a good chance to cut off a rotating Mihu, but was unable to do so. Now Mihu has control of the top of mid. Once more, the bomb will be collected by Magisk. Now, does he have a read that there are 2 players towards the B bomb site and 1 towards A? Mihu will surely hear this running soon. Now Magisk has started to walk. I don't know if he's heard it just yet. Mihu watching the cross. Instant headshot from Magisk. And now the run is on. Pasha is top mid already, rotating in from the B bomb site. Neo's dropped his AWP and is coming down Banana just in case the rotation comes back. Going for the default plant. Very brazen, instantly traded by Pasha. At least bomb was planted for Astralis, but there is round number 7 for Virtus.pro.
Yeah, interesting on the default plant on Magisk's. But I don't think he expected Pasha to maybe peek right away because there's a 2-on-1 situation. Obviously, they're probably used to having teams wait for them.
No AK for Pasha?
Guess not.
Surely someone else would want one, at least. It was right in front of him.
I don't know. Maybe
I
an
can't
M4
imagine.
kind of guy.
I can't imagine that
New meta?
4 players, not a single one of them wants an AK-47.
I'd take an AK. I'm sure you'd take an AK.
Absolutely, I'll take an AK.
It's a one-shot kill, baby.
My spray is better with the M4A4, but I'll take the AK anyway. Again, the Molotovs down the middle of mids. And again, a different approach with the grenades here from Virtus.pro. A later Molotov, which will be smoked off by the T side. Not shy to throw grenades from behind it, but Magic has a slight gap as well. Actually with some spam. 3 players remain towards B for VP. And looks like they're getting more aggressive towards Banana. In the meantime, Pasha is forced away. Mihu going for a peek, that doesn't really serve them very well. Snatch's only got 1 bullet left in his magazine, so he's got to get his reload on. That may encourage the T's forward. 1v1 with Neo, which he will win. Repositioning now, avoiding the HE grenades. And at the minute mark, Astralis have Banana, but it's a 4 versus 4. And only Morels is towards A. There's a smoke on Arch, so they really don't have a lot of information at all versus Pro.
It's a good bait smoke. So you still have 2 smokes left over on Astralis, so they throw smoke trying to bait Molotovs, and then responds, and Galave's going to take off Neo, because Neo's like, hey, it's probably fake. He's wrong.
Yeah, Glaive going up the barrels, avoiding Snatchy's point of view. Always dangerous for the CTs on B when you've got a smoke like that down. You can get up on that curb or whatever it is, wall rather, and hop up on the barrels. So sometimes you see that smoke. Some people bounce it off the wall, up the stairs at the front of the site. Some people bounce it off the fountain from deeper on Banana. But the object is the same. Like Fnatic used to have the wall of smoke at the front of the site, and they would go through construction.
Yeah. Not too popular these days.
No, it does send them through a deep choke point on their own, but
Maybe it's too much of a commitment with smokes. You have to have 3, maybe even 4 smokes for that specific strat. I don't know. It doesn't seem like people want to wrap as much these days. Maybe it's easier just to take a normal B bomb site. Because B bomb site, I feel like B is a harder bomb site to hold on this map. Just because of there's not much places to hide. The retaking angles are really narrow, like the hulls and the back hulls, the spawn. And
very
the
exposed to flashbangs.
Yeah.
All right then. Astralis win their first round, and it puts them 2 rounds away from victory, double the score of their opponent. AWP for both sides. Harassment through the thin walls. Pasha doing fine for now. Don't know how much he really sees, but that would be very nice. Chooses to try and punish the spray. Doesn't land a shot. No fallback with 26 HP. 2 AWPs for VP, Snatchy and Pasha. Gotta say, I do love to see Pasha on an AWP.
What he was known for. I like to see it. I can see a little bit of his magic from back in the day.
Super Mario Brothers from Device doesn't quite work out. Wrong game today.
They're really good at jumping around corners, baiting that op shot, making the op move and hitting the feet and stuff like that. But not for Snatchy, as he's just hitting shots, re-peeking, very tight angles. Smartly falls back into the B bomb site.
Snatchy 23 for 18. Spectre's cooled off in this half, and Snatchy is catching up very quickly. And Snatchy is awesome. I've been really high on him since he joined Virtus.pro, but we don't always get to see what he can do.
Yeah, VP has been had roster issues. I think for this, almost like it seems like this whole year they've been kind of having roster issues. And now they have a team. Hopefully they're able to keep this core lineup, work with them, and get better. Because I don't want to count out VP yet, but I think they still have a good chance.
Mihu's got his smoke in the pit, that's a problem. Standing on the bicycle to take out the effects using other angles. However, will they check or expect Morels? Say it's just madness out of 180 frag from him. He's still got time to plant this bomb. 1 versus 3. He can make this very expensive for Virtus.pro at the very least. Neo creeping around. That's a 1 versus 1. Has he got time to reload? 2 bullets remaining. There's 1. There's 2. And now it's just Snatchy Where is he coming from? He's running up mid at the moment. Surely he's been heard. He doesn't have a kit. He's scoped in. Magis, really, how are you going to do this? Snatchy suggesting he's going up into the apartments. And Magis is looking there, as you can see. But he's well covered from the short position. Snatchy creeping in now. He's got to hope there's a diffuse kit somewhere. The spray won't be good enough. And where is the kit? Has he got time to do this? I think he just might. Yeah, he's good for it. That would have been awesome from Magis. A 4K, almost the ace from him.
Awesome for Magix, but kind of a misplay by VP. It was a 1-on-3 situation. They gave him 2 1-on-1s. Well, I guess that's... Yeah, so kind of 2 1-versus-1s here where you see Neo kind of wide swings, but Pasha doesn't help him out because he has low HP, he has an AWP. So Neo should kind of maybe stay a little bit, you know, just kind of wait back and kind of play more with Pasha to make sure they can exchange the kill.
Very important round for Virtus.pro. I want to say just. So they are 6 rounds away. I don't know if it's just yet because of their opponent. We shall see. It's still a dangerous fight for Astralis. Very brittle setup when you're going towards that balcony position, especially maybe they weren't expecting the AKs. Against pistols, you can bounce a flash off there and have a quick look. Red people bounce the HE into second mid and leave it at that. Either way, we have a boost over towards the bomb site for the CTs, but they're just not getting the frags. It's not hit Neo's day, it seems, when it comes to some of these sprays. Down goes Dupree. That leaves 3 Astralis players on the B bomb site, planting the bomb. Device starting to creep down Banana with the AK-47. They've got a man advantage over Virtus.pro. He's going to take an off angle, it seems. He's got so many to choose from as well. This is on the first place. They're going to peek. And there are both kills, and that's match point for Astralis.
Pick up the ult. Yeah, it's unfortunate Neo, if Neo would have gotten that kill, and the back was turned, fired like 8 bullets in his back, and still ended up dying. Could have been a way different round for VP. He would have slowed down Astralis just a little bit. Neo could have repositioned himself to back calls, give the teammates a little bit more room to flank the banana, and from there it could have been a way different round. You gotta hit those kind of kills.
Down goes the molly again, a pop flash for himself as he sees players charging up. The 5-7 is out, but everybody's blind, shooting into the dark, and Pasha will be taken out. How much information does he have for his team? Well, only Miku is here. There's 3 players almost in that short position. Those are 2 fast frags, almost a third one as well, and he's kept it competitive for his team. They are smoked off, though, in CT on the wrong side of the arch. Dupree's got angles for the arch itself, and Glaive will pounce another smoke. They may not expect Dupree now, who is ahead of that smoke. And Glaive continues to sell that story. Focusing on apartments just in case. And there is Dupree in the forward position, even if Snatchy gets this kill, although he won't. Dupree falling back into the nothingness. Not giving the gun away either. There's one for Snatchy. And there is the game for Astralis. 16-8 over Virtus.pro on Inferno. A dominating game in the first half. A catch-up from Virtus.pro, but they couldn't take it all the way back.
A little too late from VP. They started the game really slow. I mean, they won the pistol, which was awesome. And after that, those pistols by Zipex really just kind of changed the momentum just like that. And VP was having a really hard time of taking that B control against Astralis on their T side. Like, Astralis just looks so good on their CT side.
It is the Zipex highlight reel in this first half. Cameo appearance from Glaive and Dupree. Absolutely ridiculous half of Counter-Strike from Astralis in general, even though it was Zipex who gets all the kills. It's just wild. Absolutely wild, but Virtus.pro had the temerity to attempt to come back in their second half. Snatchy had a good showing of himself as well. But ultimately, Astralis were just too close to the W, too close to the line. And they crossed the line in the first of 2 maps between these 2 teams in Inferno. We will shortly be moving over to Mirage, which is Virtus.pro's home map in these 2. Now, Mirage, we can look at the stats first. So again, Zipex called off in the second half. I think he got maybe like 2 kills in the second half, but he didn't need to get many more, did he? 16-8, can't really complain. Again, a good performance from Snatchy, but unfortunately it all came too late. T-side was an absolute nightmare for them.
Yeah, unfortunately for Neo, being, you know, I guess the leader of the team now, he has to, he's more of the IGL kind of role or more of a support, and it's just, I guess he has to find his comfort zone. It feels like he's always put himself in those bad spots. He's not hitting shots, and kind of snowballs in confidence. Like, you need that fire, you need that desire. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you. Mirage, the second map between these two after the break. We'll see you back here shortly.